All right, it's 4 o'clock. There's very few of us. So it looks like. And my updates for today are that I have been meeting with times I met him.
Kathy, we can't understand you, my friend. I don't know if something's wrong with your microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Better. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Sorry, I have a new computer and I'm not quite used to where things are microphone wise and what I'm speaking into. I have worked with Mike Cochran from TCG a couple times last week. We had a couple of meetings, a couple more phone calls, had another one today. Still trying to nail down the assumptions that he used in things. I questioned a few things. When he sends me like his spreadsheets, I get snippets of it. I don't necessarily get the whole spreadsheet. So I see pieces of it. And like this time, for an example, I noticed when he was doing a comparison to an IPERS calculation, and he had the percent of income replacement for people. There's people that had over 65%. I'm like, nobody should ever have over 65% income replacement from IPERS, ever. And so he found, then we had to go back and try to figure out what his formula was and where his error is. And so those are the kinds of things I'm working with him, just to kind of fine tune. I want to make sure that the things that he's using were correct. He had asked Larry from Gallagher for some information, and I don't know, because I wasn't part of the information request. I don't know what he asked for. He thought he got something different than what he asked for. I think we finally got that nailed down. So it's a lot of things like that back and forth. We do have a meeting on Friday with Tom, Matt, Shashank, and then Mike from TCG to go over what he has completed. And then hopefully we'll be in a better position. I am out next week, so hopefully we'll be in a better position then to be ready to report out to the committee when I return. And Mike will be attending that meeting on the 1st. So that's kind of where I'm at on my end. Questions from anybody?
Kathy, do you anticipate that we will have more than one like scenario or option coming back from TCG?
You know, it's a good question, Blake. What I'm anticipating is after our call on Friday, that he'll walk through some modeling of it. So we can say, you know, if we target a 45% income replacement, it would cost us X. If we do a 50% income replacement, it'll cost us Y. And that kind of information. And then I think that their funding recommendation will be the same. At least that's my sense. I haven't seen it yet, but that's my sense from my conversations with him. I did reiterate to him last week, we're looking for creative solutions. We've already hit the main ones. We've already talked about a 401A or 457. We've talked about those. So I was really hoping for some creative solutions. Again, I don't know that we'll get that, but I at least, again, put it out there saying that that was what we were hoping for. So. And then Brad and I are scheduled to meet tomorrow to go over the actuarial plan information. And so hopefully we'll have more information for the group after that, and we can walk through that. I think as of today, we have 22 people who have put in for the retirement incentive, and I think there's only a handful of those 22 are DMTRS participants so far. Just as an FYI update on that.
And again, go ahead, Lola. I keep cutting you off. I jump in and then I see your hand go.
Okay. Getting some inquiries about if people are not able to tune in, get into the site on June 1st to hear what the proposal is and hear our interactions. How are we going to get that information out to everybody? as as soon as it's been done, will the YouTube for the DMTRS be available by then? Or, I mean, we still have to let them know. But I heard you say last week that you don't have a lot of the emails, so, but I'm wondering if you have any thoughts about that.
The YouTube channel is up, so I migrated
Oh, it
all of the
is?
meetings over.
Okay,
And so everything should be on the DMTRS YouTube page. And then as long as I can record it and upload it, it'll be available like almost immediately.
cool. So Kathy, people have to know, they have to have that information, and if they're not able to get into the site when we're having our meetings, how are we going to let them know?
Rosie, is there a way for, because they go in through board docs right now, right?
Correct.
To access. So is there a way to put any informational blurb out there to say that, we've transitioned over to YouTube and here's how you access it, or not? I'm not that familiar with how to navigate either one of those sites or how to add information, but Rosie is our resident expert.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there is anything. I mean, we can add it to just like the main meeting information. So if they click on the meeting details, they'll be able to see the instructions to log on to YouTube. But as far as having it on the home page, I don't think I can do that. They have to at least know how to navigate to the DMTRS
And they
portion.
sent
of
those
board docs.
instructions.
Yeah. So as long as
Right, I know, yeah.
they
So if they can get
navigate
into
there.
if they can get into the board docs, and they should be able to pull up the YouTube then.
From there.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, because
And
I
then
link it directly.
Okay, and then access to the proposal that that TCG will be sharing with us. Will there be that capability allowed to us? Like, this is a site where it will be on, where you can
Yeah.
read through it and get the full understanding of what they have offered.
Yeah, I include any reports. So your quarterly reports, I include in board docs. So as long as they know how to navigate to DMTRS and board docs, and then they can click on the June 1st meeting. And if Kathy or whoever gives me the document, I can always upload it.
Cool. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
Yep.
Perfect. And depending upon what comes out of, on the 1st, I don't know. I honestly don't know if we're going to be making decisions, if we're going to just be reviewing. I don't know because I haven't seen the report and I haven't had the meeting with the management team. So if there's decisions made, then following that, we can work on a communication piece to go out to those inactives and the retirees, since some of them just don't access board docs. And then we could also do to the actives through email. They're easy to communicate with. It's the other group that's much more of a challenge, but if there's some critical decisions that were made through that, I do want to keep everybody in the loop in communication.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Kathy, do you know, will this committee be given access to the TCG report prior to the June 1st meeting so that we can look ahead, or will our first exposure be at the June 1st meeting?
I don't know, because their deadline is the 31st. And so I will provide to you what I have. If I have it going in before June 1st, I will provide it to you. If I don't get it until that time and I see it for the first time, then we'll all be seeing it together. I will be out of the office until Tuesday. So that also shortens my window a little bit. And I do not plan to work next week. I'm just hoping that I can. Doug's laughing, but my computer is coming along, and I'm hoping it's just coming along for the ride, and that's all it gets, and it doesn't get out and experience Florida.
I'll
So-
text you a few times. I'll go ahead and set my text messages to you, Kathy. So we'll make sure that you get plenty, that your phone gets plenty of sun time.
I don't have great reception down there phone wise. So if I miss it, Blake,
That's
I'm
what they
really
all
sorry.
say. That's what they all say, Kathy.
I have
And
better computer service than I do cell phone service, but
and Kathy, I remind me again, will Mr. Smith, Dr. Ahart be in attendance at our DMTRS advisory meeting?
I think we're going to talk about that on Friday, about their need to attend depending upon what's discussed. Shashank will be. So
Okay.
I do have commitment from one, but I don't know if there's a need for all of them. And I know their schedules are crazy. So I'm hoping at least with one representation from that Chiefs group that we can move forward and he can take any communication back to the group that needs to go back. All right. Can't think of anything else. So record time, it got beautiful outside. So everybody get outside and go enjoy. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
I hope you get a good sunburn.
I hope I get to see the sun because they're talking a tropical storm. So I'm like, really, that will be my luck.
It is Florida.
Enjoy time off.
Safe
Thank
travels, Kathy.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Rosie.